Greetings, everyone. I'm your guide on today's financial journey, here to help you navigate the complex world of renting versus buying. This subject is a pivotal part of our lives, whether we're stepping into our first apartment or considering purchasing a home. Each route, renting or buying, presents its unique financial implications. It's crucial to grasp these aspects to make informed decisions that align with your financial capabilities and lifestyle goals. Our discussion today will traverse the monetary landscape of both renting and buying, from upfront and monthly costs to potential additional expenses. We'll delve into the nitty-gritty of security deposits, rent, mortgages, property taxes, and much more. Remember, knowledge is power. By understanding these costs, you can better plan your future, whether it includes a landlord or a lawnmower. Without further ado, let's dive into the costs associated with both renting and buying. Renting a place comes with its own set of costs, both upfront and ongoing. Let's break down these costs, so you can fully understand what you're signing up for when you choose to rent. Firstly, let's talk about upfront costs. The most common upfront cost is the security deposit. This is often equal to 1 month's rent, and it's put down as a sort of guarantee. If you leave the place in a good condition when you move out, you'll get this money back. But if there are damages beyond normal wear and tear, the landlord can use the security deposit to cover those costs. Now, some places might also require you to pay the first month's rent up front. This isn't a hidden cost or anything, but it's something you'll need to budget for when you're planning your move. Next, let's move on to the monthly costs. Obviously, the biggest monthly cost is your rent. This is a set amount you'll pay each month for the duration of your lease. It's important to make sure you're comfortable with this amount before you sign anything, as it's a commitment you'll be making for at least a year, typically. On top of your rent, there's also renter's insurance. This is a policy that protects your personal belongings in case of theft, fire, or other damage. It's not always required, but it's definitely a good idea to have it. The cost can vary, but it's typically quite affordable, and it can save you a lot of money if something unfortunate happens. Utilities are another monthly cost to consider. This can include things like electricity, water, gas, and internet. Some places might include certain utilities in the rent, but others might require you to set up and pay for these services yourself. It's important to clarify this before you sign a lease, so you know exactly what you're responsible for. Finally, there can be some potential additional costs when you're renting. If you have a pet, there might be a pet fee. If you need a parking spot, there might be a parking fee. And if you're late with your rent, there could be a late fee. These costs can add up, so it's important to be aware of them. As you can see, renting is not just about paying your monthly rent. There are other costs to consider. It's important to understand all these costs before you make the decision to rent. That way, you can budget accordingly and make sure you're making the best financial decision for your situation. On the flip side, buying a home is a significant financial commitment with multiple costs. Let's break it down. First up, the down payment. This is usually the largest upfront cost when buying a home. Typically, you're looking at anywhere from 3 to 20% of the purchase price. The more you can put down, the lower your monthly mortgage payments will be. But remember, it's crucial not to completely deplete your savings for the down payment. You'll need some cushion for unexpected expenses. Next, we have closing costs. These are the fees and charges associated with finalizing your mortgage. They can include origination fees, appraisal fees, title insurance, and more. Generally, these costs range from 2 to 5% of your loan amount. So, for a home priced at $200,000, closing costs could be anywhere from $4,000 to $10,000. Now, let's move on to the monthly costs of homeownership. Your mortgage payment, which includes the principal and interest, is likely to be your biggest monthly expense. But that's not all. Property taxes and homeowner's insurance are also part of the mix. These costs can vary significantly depending on your location and the value of your home. Additionally, if your property is part of a homeowners association, or HOA, you'll have to pay HOA fees. These fees cover the cost of maintaining common areas and amenities, and can range from a few hundred to a few $1,000s per year. And let's not forget about utilities. While renters often pay some utilities, homeowners are usually responsible for all of them. That includes water, electricity, gas, trash service, and sometimes even internet. It's also important to keep in mind that as a homeowner, you're responsible for all maintenance and repairs. That leaky faucet or broken air conditioner, it's on you to fix it. So it's a good idea to set aside some money each month for these potential expenses. So, there you have it. The down payment, closing costs, monthly mortgage payments, property taxes, homeowners insurance, HOA fees, utilities, and maintenance and repair costs. These are all factors to consider when calculating the cost of buying a home. But remember, while these costs might seem daunting, homeownership also comes with some financial benefits like building equity and potential tax deductions. And one last thing, these costs can vary widely depending on where you live, the type of home you buy, and many other factors. So it's always a good idea to do your own research and consult with a financial advisor to get a more accurate estimate of what homeownership might cost you. Buying a home is a long-term financial commitment that requires careful consideration and planning. While the upfront and monthly costs are important, it's also crucial to think about the long-term implications. As we venture into the long-term considerations of renting versus buying, we find ourselves on a path of understanding equity, appreciation, and the responsibility for maintenance and repairs. First off, let's talk about equity. When you buy a home, each payment you make towards your mortgage helps you build equity, which is the portion of the property you actually own. This equity can be a powerful financial tool over time. Now contrast this with renting. While renting might offer more flexibility, your rent payments don't contribute to any form of ownership. Next, let's consider appreciation and rent increases. Real estate has the potential to appreciate over time, meaning your home could increase in value the longer you own it. This could result in a tidy profit if you decide to sell down the line. In the world of renting, however, things can look a bit different. Rent prices may increase year after year, and there's little you can do about it. Unlike a fixed-rate mortgage where your payments remain consistent, your financial future as a renter could be a bit less predictable. Lastly, let's delve into maintenance and repairs. As a renter, your landlord is typically responsible for major repairs, which can save you a lot of time, money, and headaches. But as a homeowner, these responsibilities fall squarely on your shoulders. While this might seem daunting, it also means you have the power to maintain and improve your property as you see fit. In essence, the long-term considerations of renting versus buying all boil down to a balance of control and risk. Buying a home gives you control over your living situation and allows you to invest in your financial future. On the other hand, renting provides flexibility and freedom from the responsibilities of homeownership. The decision to rent or buy is not just about cost, it's also about your long-term financial and lifestyle goals. So, as you weigh the pros and cons, remember to keep your future aspirations in mind. Luckily, there are resources available to help you make an informed decision. One such resource is online financial calculators. These handy tools can compare renting versus buying costs, taking into account factors such as your income, current rent, and potential mortgage payment. They can provide a rough estimate of which option might be more cost-effective for you in the long run. But remember, these calculators are just tools. They provide estimates, not definitive answers. It's also wise to consult a financial advisor. They can offer personalized advice based on your individual financial circumstances and future plans. Whether it's understanding the tax implications of buying a home or crafting a budget that accounts for potential homeownership costs, a financial advisor can be a valuable resource. Remember, information is power. The more you know, the better decision you can make. So equip yourself with the right tools and advice to navigate the renting versus buying journey confidently. There's no one-size-fits-all answer to the question of renting versus buying. Indeed, it's been a journey of discovery as we've delved into the financial aspects of both options. We've peeled back the layers of renting costs from upfront expenses to potential additional fees. We've dissected the costs of buying, from down payments to closing costs and monthly outgoings. We've also considered long-term factors like the building of equity and potential for home value growth when buying, versus the lack of ownership and possible rent hikes when renting. And let's not forget the responsibility for maintenance and repairs, which can vary greatly between the two options. Remember, tools like online calculators and financial advisors can be invaluable in helping you make this important decision. But at the end of the day, it's about what fits your personal needs, circumstances, and lifestyle. Ultimately, the decision to rent or buy is a personal one that depends on your financial situation, lifestyle, and long-term goals. As we round off this comprehensive look into the financial implications of renting versus buying, we want to remind you that there is help available if you're ready to take the next step in your financial journey. Meet Ajiana Brett. a trusted Humboldt County realtor with a wealth of experience in helping individuals and families navigate the housing market. Whether you're leaning towards renting or buying, or you're still sitting on the fence, Agina is ready to provide personalized advice and guidance. She can help you understand your options and make a decision that aligns with your financial situation, lifestyle, and long-term goals. Remember, Agina Brett is here to help you make the best decision for your unique situation. Don't navigate these complex waters alone. Reach out to Agina Brett today at 707-616-2626.